Hey everybody, it's Zach. Welcome back to the Heroverse. And guys, I just got done watching Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. As you guys know, this will be a spoiler-free review. I'm going to be waiting until tomorrow. I'm saving the spoiler review to do it with my bro Troy after we're done in our IMAX screening at 6:30. We're going to be waiting to do that, which I'm super excited to actually get into spoilers when we do that spoiler review tomorrow. But guys, this is my initial thoughts of what I thought about Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania. On top of me unboxing the AMC Ant-Man popcorn bucket, I'm going to be, and not even really unboxing, it's kind of unbagging, but that will be at the end of this video. If you guys are interested in that, definitely go check that part of the video out, or if you want to wait here and see my thoughts and then go wait until the end of the video to watch my unbagging, definitely do so. But to start off, I loved this movie. From the early reviews about what people thought about this movie, I heard a couple of different things. I heard a lot of people say, it reminded them a lot of like a Dr. Seuss book, of the way of like how like crazy Dr. Seuss books can be. And then of course, I heard a lot of people compare it to Star Wars, and I heard a lot of people say that these trailers really don't do this movie don't really do this movie justice on the fact of we thought the trailers were good, but this movie's 10 times bigger itself than what we saw in the trailers. And I thought the trailers were freaking phenomenal. I've been super pumped for this movie, and going into this movie, it did not disappoint. First things first, mainly the quantum realm. I want to talk about the quantum realm. The quantum realm reminded me a lot of it had the world building, and it kind of reminded me a lot of Coruscant, and how in Star Wars, just seeing how big it is, and the buildings, and I guess you could say the way the buildings were made. It reminded me a lot of Coruscant, and I really do love how we spent a lot of time world building in the quantum realm, because it is called Quantumania, and you get that vibe of wow, this really feels like the world building of Star Wars. We're spending a lot of time down here, and we're kind of seeing how the quantum realm works. We got a little bit of taste in Ant-Man and the Wasp, when Hank went to go save Janet, but we really get an idea of what the quantum realm is in this movie. And when I was watching it the entire time, I'm like, oh my god, this is really the world building of Star Wars. This reminds me a lot of Coruscant, and reminds me a lot of what peak Star Wars can be when when you really world build and stuff like that. So I was like, oh my god, this is freaking phenomenal. I'm totally in with what they're doing. And we spent a lot of time, really world building the world, and really seeing how the quantum realm works, on top of the bombastic characters, where I understand why people said it kind of reminded them of a Dr. Seuss book, of how crazy these characters look and how unique these characters look. I honestly could not stop laughing a lot of the times when we got introduced to a lot of the alien creatures. I had a blast, and I was already instantly connected to a lot of those characters. I'm like, oh my god, I really hope to see more of these characters in another movie. If we ever revisit the quantum realm again, I really hope we see more of these characters, and I care to see more about these characters. So that was freaking phenomenal. The world building on top of the character development, building with the new characters that we find in the quantum realm. I had a blast of a time, really exploring that and really getting to know these characters. On top of, the whole, everything to do with, Janet, and, being, her, why she keeps the secrets that she keeps about the quantum realm and everything like that. I really loved exploring that in the movie, and kind of getting an idea of why she never, why she, always kept quiet about the quantum realm. I really enjoyed that, the whole plot line and storyline. A lot of my theories definitely were true, but even then, a lot of things that happened in the movie kind of, a lot of my theories didn't happen, and kind of the trailers kind of, made me think that my theories might come true, but it totally flipped it once I went into this movie. The things I thought were going to happen didn't happen, which I was super happy about. That I got some stuff wrong and a lot of stuff right, and it made me feel okay, this is good. You really, don't really know from the trailers on really what's going to happen. But, I just really enjoyed that about the movies, that, we kind of have an idea of what story we're going to get in the movie, but it kind of, saved a lot of the fun stuff in the film itself, especially the threat level of Kang in this movie. Jonathan Majors really knocks it out of the park. He really demanded, Kang, Jonathan Majors, performance really demanded for your attention. And I gotta say, he had my attention the entire time of the movie. He really stole the show. Honestly, I gotta say, it really, it's honestly his movie. It's crazy because once he his presence is all throughout the film, but once we first see him, it's all over. Like, it's his movie at that point, and his performance and being this character, it makes me so excited what we're going to see going forward in phases 5 and 6. Of course, going into like Kang Dynasty and going into like Secret Wars. It makes me super excited just from this one performance, because we all know we're going to see multiple versions of Kang, but from this first version of Kang, I'm so excited to see different versions, along phases 5 and phases 6. Like, I'm pumped. I am fully here for the ride. This one movie, there's a reason that, they started this movie, there's a reason that they put this movie first to start phase 5, because it makes you here for the rest of the ride. It makes you just want to sit back and just be here for the rest of the, like, it makes you just literally not want to unstrap on the roller coaster. It makes you want to keep going. Like, I want to keep going and really get to experience Jonathan Majors, as this character, but also as different versions of the character. Like, I'm fully in, and I'm like fully set for phases 5 and phases 6. Like, I'm in it for the long haul. If not, I've been in it before, but ever since, like, I like, he blew me away, his performance. And I really feel like that's the biggest standout of this movie, is his performance. He demands your attention, and he had the entire time, literally, from me. And his power level in this movie, guys, I kid you not, he is way more powerful than Thanos. And I don't care what people say, like, oh, like people say, oh, that's not true or whatever. He is. What his power level in this movie, in him going against, or I guess you could say Scott and everybody going against him, he really is a force to be reckoned with. And the amount of what they do in this movie to take him on is crazy. It's crazy to me. And it really puts in perspective when you see that moment, you're like, oh shit, like, he's way more bigger of a threat than Thanos was. Like, when you guys see this movie, you're gonna think that, like, oh shit, he's way more of a threat than Thanos. And I feel like a lot of people, might not have that, kind of like, might not go in with that, saying like, oh, like, Thanos is like, I don't think anybody's gonna be able to beat Thanos, or like as a big villain. But I kid you not, Kang the Conqueror really puts it in perspective, saying, wow, we thought Thanos was strong. Thanos was like a walk in Thanos was a walk in the park compared to Kang. Like, Kang is like, no joke, his powers in this movie. And it makes me excited to see what we're going to be doing with that character going forward. It makes me excited to see different, cameos from that character going forward, because as we all know, we're going to be seeing multiple versions of Kang. We've all been saying that we're going to be, and also it was confirmed that we are going to get a version of Kang in Loki season 2, which I'm super excited for. I cannot wait to do Patreon reactions for that once Loki season 2 comes out, because that's going to change a lot. And I feel like that's the next time where we're actually going to be seeing another version of Kang will be in Loki season 2. Hell, you never know, it could happen also in the Marvels. It could happen in Guardians, maybe, as like, I honestly do not know, but I'm guaranteeing that the next time we'll see Kang is for sure in Loki season 2, no doubt about it. But I just loved this movie. I was in it the entire time. Especially, I loved Catherine Newton's version of Cassie. I loved Cassie in this movie, especially her playing older Cassie. She killed it. Especially, she is actually Stature in this, she actually goes by Stature in this movie. I really thought she would have went by Stinger, because, I thought, I don't know why I thought that. I think because Stinger's costume is the same color as Cassie's purple and black costume, so that's why I thought she was going to go by Stinger. And when she's Stature, she goes by the colors of, like, red and yellow, kind of like how Scott's costume is. So actually, she actually goes by Stature in this movie. They kind of switched it up. They gave her the Stature name with the Stinger costume. So, I really thought that was cool and different and unique that they went that route. So, I had nothing to complain about. I was like, okay, I like how they're doing this. Like, they're taking the name of, they're taking the name of when she had that suit of the red and yellow, but and they're giving it to the purple and yellow suit of the when she goes by the code name Stinger. So I really thought that was really cool how they kind of, did a flip around with the suits and kind of gave her the name of Stature with the purple and black suit. So I really enjoyed her suit. I really enjoyed her performance. She really feels like, Cassie if she was older. And I really do feel like they went the good route on, I would have liked to saw that the actress that played, older Cassie in Endgame, but I really do think that they really chose very, I think, I'm trying to remember his name right now. the one that directed this movie. I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. It's like gonna kill me. So I gotta literally look this up because it's on the tip of my tongue. And man, okay, who did this? Director. Peyton Reed. There we go. I see. I had it on the tip of my tongue, but I was like, oh my god, like I couldn't even remember. But Peyton Reed did such a great job going the route of Catherine Newton because she really does play Cassie very well, and I'm super excited to see that character more when it comes to Young Avengers, because we all know we're getting Young Avengers at some point, and I'm super excited to see that character, really be, weaving in with all these other characters of Young Avengers that we've kind of got introduced to over, throughout phases 4. So I'm really excited to see, all these Young Avengers characters come together and we get a project, whether it be a TV series of Young Avengers or a movie. I'm really hoping for a movie because I think if Thunderbolts is going to get a movie, the Young Avengers should get a movie. So I'm just really excited to see more of Catherine Newton playing the character Cassie. Super excited to see more of that. Especially Scott and Cassie's dynamic in this movie. I feel like we were kind of right in a way for what all our theories were and kind of what we kind of put together from the trailers about where Cassie and Scott are in their kind of in their in their relationship that they have of father and daughter. I feel like we kind of had an understanding of like where they were and how they kind of grew apart, which I felt like that was kind of correct in the movie. I felt like motivations though with why Scott why we thought Scott, kind of takes Kang's deal is different. It actually isn't what we thought without giving away spoilers. So, while I thought, Scott was doing it, to, get more time with Cassie, that ends up not being the case. And I don't want to say any more than that, but, that was one of the things I did get wrong about, like, why the motivations on, Scott and taking Kang up on the deal and stuff like that. It was totally not what I expected. And I'm really happy. Like I said, we kind of had theory ideas, but a lot of them, a lot of them got shot down. And I was like, okay, good. We're kind of doing something different. And I didn't get everything right because at that point, you never want to get all your theories right because you're like, oh shit, like I know the whole entire movie. There was a lot of moments I was like, oh my god, I know this character is about to show up, or I know what this means going forward in the story. Like I had a lot of moments that was like, oh, I know where this is going. I know which character is about to show up. Oh, I know what that is because it goes back to earlier in the movie. I had a lot of moments like that, but I had a lot of moments where I was like, oh my god, my theory was wrong. I'm actually happy about that. So I really did love that I wasn't disappointed when my theories weren't true because they gave me something where I was like, okay, good. Like I actually can enjoy this movie. You know what I mean? And not have all my theories right, but a lot of my theories I had right. So, I think I'll talk a little bit more about that mainly in the spoilers and some of the theories I did get right and, and some of the things I did see coming from a mile away. I'll talk more about that probably in the spoiler review with Troy tomorrow. But like I said, guys, I had a fun time, especially with, with Hope and Janet. Their connection of, mother and daughter, that was very interesting, especially not just, Janet and Hope, but also Janet and Hank. The three of them, their connection of the fact that, they just got Janet back in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and at the end, they get dusted. And at that point, when they come back, it's like, they just started spending time together again. You know what I mean? They had that little bit of a moment, then they lost that moment, and now they're back to it. So they really haven't spent that much time together, you know what I mean? But definitely time has passed in this movie. So just seeing their dynamic, and especially when, when stuff ends up hitting the fan, when it comes to, stuff, with Kang and Janet and stuff like that, seeing the dynamic of, how that all goes with the family and them finding out about stuff, that was very interesting to me too. So, this movie just had so many, things that happened where I was like, oh my god, I didn't think, I thought one way was going to happen and another way happened. So, you know what I mean? It's like, you're definitely going this movie not expecting certain things to happen because a lot of those things might not happen. And that's the thing I really do love about, when we theorize, it's like things don't need to happen the way we think that they're going to happen. Just sit back and relax and go watch the movie. And when your theories do come true, you're like, hey, you know what I mean? I'm right there with Kevin Feige thinking of how this is probably going to go or what I picked up from the trailer. But there was just a lot of also visually stunning moments in this movie, especially, the one sequence where, all the Ant-Men pile up, which we saw in the trailers, that was visually stunning. On the Dolby screen. I was like, oh my god, this looks amazing right now. Hell, the quantum realm in general looked amazing. And that's the best, you could ask for a whole movie that's literally made of CGI. it looked damn good for being CGI, especially they used the volume, which if you guys aren't familiar with the volume is a big round screen that goes around a room, and it really gives the actors something to act to, and the volume looked great. I feel like the volume is new, is where, you know, what movies are going to be doing going forward when it comes to CGI, like, you know, places. That's what they're going to be doing, is to give their actors something to, you know, act to get to bring out their best performance, which I love the volume. I think the MCU started using the volume in Thor: Love and Thunder. I think that was the first time ever when Taika brought that, you know, because from his experience from working on Mandalorian. So that was actually the first time ever the MCU has used the volume, was in, you know, Thor: Love and Thunder. So bringing it in here and seeing the pretty colors, and it actually doesn't really look like a screen. It looks like they're actually in the place that they're at in a lot of sequences. And again, I feel like we couldn't ask for anything better, because again, this movie was made as a movie that's all CGI, and I feel like that's the best it could have gotten. Especially the best thing, and especially them using the volume, gave out the best performances of these actors that we love. You know what I mean? You know, of the characters that they play. So I loved that they used the volume in here, and it looked amazing. Like I said, I feel like that's the best thing anybody can be using when it comes to a CGI'd film. And we're going to see a lot of that going forward, especially in the MCU, because it is very heavily CGI. But the thing people don't realize is that that's not a bad thing. When things are heavily CGI'd, if it looks good, it's very impressive. And a lot of things are actually not CGI. You know what I mean? We got to give props to MCU when it's good CGI. We got to give props to the MCU when, you know, when we all think they just use CGI. It's actually, no, they actually do a lot of actual practical stuff as well. You know what I mean? And especially, like, it was impressive because when we saw those suits in Avengers Endgame, the quantum suits, we thought those were real. That was CGI. And then people were butthurt about it. When it's like, no, we should be giving them props for that they made CGI suits that we thought were real. That's hard to do. So, like, I don't know. I feel like, you know, we really do got to give props for them, especially about this movie, because it looked fantastic. And that's the best a movie's going to look that's all CGI. I think we got to give them props. So, round of applause to everybody involved, you know, on Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania, because you guys killed it and making the quantum realm look so, like, real. And so, like, you know, not just like they were on a set. So, you know, props to them on that. It looked great. And they just didn't miss a step in here. And I honestly cannot wait to hear what you guys thought about this movie, especially the two end the end credit, or the post credit and the end credit were amazing. Like, the post credit and end credit, I was like, oh my god, holy shit, this really sets up going forward in the MCU. Like, expect to see craziness going forward. That's all I'm gonna say. The post and the end credit, literally, I have not had, like, chills and this much excitement really since, like, we were building up to, like, Endgame and stuff like that, and or Infinity War and Endgame with the whole end credits and all that stuff. So guys, it's crazy. That's all I'm gonna say, is that these are crazy, and definitely stay for it. You do not want to miss these the post credit and the end credit. There's two, don't miss them. But guys, I'm really curious to know, what did you guys think about this movie? Of course, you know, spoiler free. Let me know if you saw this movie. Let me know what your thoughts are on the movie. And again, I hope you guys will be here tomorrow for my spoiler review with my bro Troy. And yet again, guys, here, if you are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put those notifications, and like this video, because I'd love to have you guys here, a part of the family, part of the channel. We're all about spreading love, positivity, and motivation. And yet again, guys, we're almost to 700 subscribers. That is the goal, to get to 700. My initial goal is to get to 1,000 before the end of this year, and I know we can do that again with your support. But guys, we're actually going to move on to the next segment now, because I gave my spoiler-free review. I don't want to talk about any more because I don't want to give any, like, spoilers away. But we're actually going to be unbagging the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania popcorn bucket, which again, there was no recollection that they were actually going to release a bucket. There was like nothing for it until yesterday when my brother looked it up, and we finally, like, AMC finally posted about it on their website. So right away, this is the bag that it comes in right here. It's just a normal AMC Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania bag that the popcorn bucket comes in. It doesn't come in any box, like sometimes in the past that they've, like, done boxes and things, I think, before. I'm trying to think of things that did come in boxes. I know the Ecto one came in a box. I don't think the Batman helmet came in the box. I think it came in the bag as well. I don't think the Wakanda Forever popcorn bucket came in the box. I don't think so, but I could be wrong. I think it came in the bag. So this is it right here. This is the AMC, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania Ant-Man helmet. So that like this is the back, this is the side, and then this is the front. This is the other side. And right away, guys, this thing glows. The eyes glow, for people that don't know. The switch is at the bottom right here. I just want to put it on the camera. Right here, that's the switch. I don't know what batteries it takes. I don't think it told me. But I think it might take... I honestly don't know. It's definitely a small battery, as you guys can tell, like right there. It's definitely a small battery. But literally, to turn it on, you turn it on through the bottom. It's also, you get a slip that you have to pull out before you can hit the switch to turn it on. And of course, when you want, if you put popcorn in it, if you choose so, you just pop the front top off, and it should be able to fit a large popcorn in there. That's the inside, right there. And I love it. The detail on this thing, I am very impressed. For a popcorn bucket, it's pretty damn impressive. Like, AMC does not need to be doing cool popcorn buckets like this, but they do it for us, which is crazy. Again, I'm still upset about AMC with them going to be upcharging seat prices. I think that's outrageous, and I do think they're probably going to go out of business because of that. But as of right, I'm still, these are the small things that AMC does where I'm like, it's going to suck if, they do up the seat prices. I'm going to have to go to like other theaters. I mean, I have some luxury theaters around me, but they don't do stuff like this. So that's going to suck. Personally, I'm going to have to like go there just to buy stuff like this and not see movies there. If they do upcharge the prices outrageously, which I hope not. I hope that's something that they won't do, but who knows. But to turn on, I'm going to turn on the lights right now. These two front lights glow. So you turn it on from the bottom. And then these are the eyes. If you can see that right there. I can actually turn out this light real quick so you guys can see a little bit better. Turn out the side light. Okay. That's it right there. That's what that looks like. I'm definitely going to be moving my, probably my Thor Love and Thunder popcorn bucket in my Moon Knight mask. I'm going to move that so that way I can, put this in the background, because I really do want to put it in the background. I'm actually going to turn it off to save batteries. I don't want this, like, so you guys saw that? Look at that. It's very strong too. I'm very impressed. What that looked like. Because when I walked in and I saw the popcorn bucket in the background, I'm like, I'm sold. I need it. I was like, I need it. There's like, I'm not walking out of here without it. I was like, I need to get it. Because on the website, I was like, it looks okay. When I showed up in person, I was like, okay, I need this. I'm like, it's sick. I'm gonna want this. And I knew this movie was gonna be fire, which it was. And like I said, I'm wearing my Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania shirt. Of course, there's Scott's right here, and then there's Cassie right down here, and of course there's Hope right there. So it's a sick shirt. I love this shirt. And like I said, and I don't want to give anything else away, but like I said, guys, I'm really curious to know, what did you guys think about the movie? Of course, spoiler free. And also, did you pick up an AMC popcorn bucket? Did you pick it up or not? Definitely let me know. Definitely let me know if you thought it was worth it. And for people that, haven't went to the movies yet and are going this weekend and, are thinking about picking up the AMC popcorn bucket, or maybe that, they're going to a different movie theater and they see my video, but they want to go to an AMC to pick up this bucket. The bucket is $30. I definitely think that is a better price than what other buckets have been before. So definitely, I do think it's worth $30. I would suggest not putting popcorn in it, but that's just me. I never like when we get exclusive bucket stuff, where it's like the Batman helmet in the back, which is right up there, and then of course like the Thor Love and Thunder hammer that's over here, and of course the Black Panther bucket that's right there. I never like putting popcorn in it. I get a separate tub to put popcorn in. Like, they'll give you a separate tub. You don't have to have the popcorn in here, even though it comes with a large popcorn when you purchase the bucket. You could just ask them to put it in like a bag or a tub, like separately, and then you could just put the specialty popcorn bucket in the car before like the movie starts. That's what I did, and that's what I did for my brother Nick, because my brother Nick got one as well. But guys, like I said, I'm really curious to know, what do you think of the movie? Spoiler free, of course. And also, did you pick up your AMC popcorn bucket, or do you want to pick up an AMC popcorn bucket? Definitely let me know down in the comments below. And yet again, guys, like I said, if you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, put on notifications, and like this video. Because, guys, there's going to be a lot more, coverage here when it comes to news about the MCU, of course, for people that are new here, when it comes to, movie reviews or ticket watch parties, when, tickets are set to release, and I do like watch parties for that. to make sure everybody gets their tickets, or just, red carpet live streams, when red carpets happen for, upcoming Marvel movies and such things. On top of, I'm going to be doing a lot of watch parties at 2 a.m. getting ready for, when it comes to, Secret Invasion, when it comes to Loki Season 2, when it comes to, Agatha Coming to Chaos, when it comes to, Ironheart. I'm going to be doing a lot of watch parties on top of me recording my reactions for Patreon. And the best part about my Patreon, it's only $5. So if you're interested in, watching any of my reactions, especially to Loki Season 2, you definitely should go subscribe to my Patreon. It's going to be in the link down in the description. It's going to be in my link tree. It'll take you straight to my Patreon. And right now, if you're interested to see what we're covering right now, we're doing The Last of Us and we're doing Bad Batch Season 2. But like I said, guys, more stuff is coming. And if you're interested in any of that stuff, definitely subscribe and go subscribe to my Patreon. And also, before I end this video, my merch, for anybody that didn't know about this yet, is dropping at the end of this month. If you guys want to go check out and see what it looks like, it's in my community tab on my channel. And it's also on my social media on Instagram. Definitely go follow my socials, because I do a lot of updates on social along with updates on, on my community tab, because I like to keep you guys updated when things happen or about whatever. So definitely go subscribe to my socials, and definitely, again, subscribe to my channel. And guys, yet again, that was the video. I hope everybody has a great day, a safe day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.